Oh, hey.
Hi.
What are we doing here?
I don't know.
Abby and Kat were born in 1997 and became best friends when they were 6. Grew up together and started a band and bonded over music ever since. 20 years later, they are all grown up and spend their free time analyzing lyrics. Now here they are talking all about their Lord and Savior, Dr. Taylor Allison Swift. Taylor, if you're listening, we love you.
Hello and welcome to Swift Lore Podcast, where we dive into the lyrics and lore of our Lord and Savior, Dr. Taylor Allison Swift.
Absolutely. That's why we're here.
I am Kat,
I am Abby.
and we both accidentally dressed very gay today. There was no coordination. We were just like, oh yeah, we're just going to talk about our predictions for the Tortured Poets Department. Got it right.
I pulled up to the apartment wordlessly. We walk into the apartment together. There's a solid 10 seconds. Nothing is said. Kat turns to me. We look at each other. We just go, wow. We really said gay.
Gay rights.
Gay rights.
For the listener onlys, I'm wearing a shirt that says girls, gays, and theys, and Abby has on a backward hat. But like in a very gay way.
I was inspired by that one picture of Jennifer Aniston caught by the paparazzi in like the late 90s. You know, if you know, you know. I've got the double braids going, the backwards hat. It's actually my Joe hat because we haven't mentioned Joe in a couple episodes now. So
we haven't. And now we're here to be annoying about it again. Joe.
Joe.
So the Tortured Poets Department.
Okay. Yes. Also, right now the Super Bowl is happening. We're not watching it.
We're not, obviously.
But Taylor's there.
I love her. Her pants have like a little sparkle thing going on. Love it.
She's amazing.
I love a sparkle pant moment.
Her fashion. And Blake Lively looks great.
I'm going to be so real. I did not even notice Blake Lively when I watched the video of Taylor Swift walking. I was like, she's slaying so hard.
The thing. I always notice Blake Lively.
That's fair. Blake Lively's great. We stand.
So pretty.
For sure.
I am so freaking exhausted. We don't know what mental state I'm going to be bringing to the group chat today. So I hope you guys are prepared. But yes, as Kat mentioned, we are going to be talking about the... Kat's having a really hard time sitting.
I just want to sit crisscross applesauce, and I'm really struggling with it.
See, I got prepared before you turned the camera on, so I've been crisscross applesauce.
Well, I had to turn the camera on.
That's true. We haven't trained Spear to do that yet.
It's also, I went to the gym for the first time in like a month because moving, and it was leg day, and legs hurt.
Oh my God. Well, yeah.
I love leg day. It's the only thing I'm good at. Sorry, at the gym, I have very weak noodly arms, but like I can deadlift like 130, 40 pounds.
Wow.
I did like a 20 rep of like 125, and that was good for me. Now,
nice.
See, we just keep getting fucking gayer.
Do
you even lift, bro?
Cat lifts. Cat deadlifts. I just dead. But anyway.
Put the dead in deadlift, bro.
So I'm the dead, you're the lift. Anyway, so today we're going to be talking about the fact that Taylor at the Grammys.
It's the grumpy sunshine Perry. No one. The dead to my left.
Okay, yeah, today I'm the grumpy and Kat's the sunshine. Usually it's the other way, I think. Maybe not. Who's
I
to
don't
say?
know. I'm optimistic, but I'm also very sarcastic and kind of a bitch. So it's like, it's a little bit of everything.
It's a subtle, nuanced subversion of Sunshine Stormcloud.
Exactly.
So, again, the theme of this week, if you...
It's like back on track.
The title of this episode... We're going to be talking about the fact that Taylor announced the Tortured Poets Department. I got it right.
At the Grammys. Like an icon that she is.
So we're going to talk about it, talk about how we feel, talk about what we think, talk about what we predict.
Also, unrelated, but I wrote this in my notes because the Eras Tour also started again this week. And I was like, damn, I'm so upset that we're not going to again. So if anyone has 2 extra tickets in Toronto and wants to sell us face value-ish tickets.
Oh, goodness.
We're not above bribes. But like, I don't want to pay more than my monthly rent for a ticket. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because I was looking and like the floor seats, $2,000 a pop.
Oh.
And I was like, wow, I don't make that kind of money. Unless I want to go in credit card debt, which I don't really want to do.
I saw a
Abby, I'm like, talking me out of it, Abby.
I
Pull the trigger back then.
I'm not gonna see. I've already seen Eras. Okay. Hot take. I've already seen the Eras tour. I'm not gonna take an Eras tour spot away from someone who hasn't seen it yet.
That's fair. I just feel like I want to be down closer because we were up there.
Well, obviously, if we could, if we could.
I feel like it's a different experience depending on where you are.
Mm-hmm.
And like if someone's already selling the ticket, you know?
I get it. Okay, so I had a thought. It slipped from me noggin. So we'll just not say it.
Do we want to talk about how people are saying that Taylor Swift was like rude for announcing her album at the Grammys?
Okay. Yeah, let's start there. Let's start with the announcement of it all.
Because I think, so one thing that somebody pointed out that I thought was really important was that the faces that they showed when Taylor announced her album were the people who had just lost the award that she won. So they're already going to be upset. And then she's also announcing that she's going to release another album during the like cycle where albums can be nominated for next year's Grammys.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody not only is like, I just lost an award, also if I put out music in the next year, it's going to have to compete with Taylor Swift again.
Mm-hmm.
So like, of course they're upset.
Yeah.
But it's not for them. She very clearly was like, this is for the fans.
Mm-hmm.
And we, the fans, thought it was slay. That
So
was my morally correct.
Okay. I was not watching the Grammys. I was watching the group chat. I was keeping up.
I was watching the Grammys.
Yeah. And at first, I mean, because as a Swiftie, we knew she was announcing something. That's the thing.
It was so clear.
We knew
She
was
had that
announcing
look on her
something.
face.
Yes.
The
we
vibes
knew.
were there.
So then she announced something, and I thought literally nothing of it. And then I saw how many people online were freaking out about it.
And I feel like it's such a weird thing. I mean, it's that tide of how much she's been talked about. People are going to get sick of her. That's just how the turn of media happens. People get sick of something. It's like the same song. Like, I can't listen to Shape of You by Ed Sheeran. Love Ed Sheeran to death.
Yeah.
Love that album. That song was so overplayed, I can't stand it. But like, people have talked about Taylor so much that they're like, the general public is starting to get sick of her.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
I saw a lot of stuff on the internet that I was like, y'all, if you don't want everyone to talk about her so much, then stop participating in the discourse. But
Literally, like,
anyway.
if you're just like, oh, I hate her so much, I wish everybody, then shut up.
Yeah.
You know what?
Stop
It
talking
starts
about
at
it.
home. You shut up, and then everybody else might too.
Like, I don't engage in that conversation in the comments because I know I'm not going to change anybody's mind about whether or not like we like her or she's talented. Like, I'm not going to be able to change anyone's mind. I know what I believe, but the people who are going on like, I'm concerned that she has a drinking problem.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're concerned?
Like,
What?
because she always has a drink in her hand at awards. It's so stupid.
Can you imagine
Like,
that you're at an
stop.
award show where like literally your every movement is being like photographed and like analyzed by probably at least 1 million people at all times? Like, I would need a fucking drink. Also, you're celebrating. It's a big, like, it's an honor to be nominated for Grammys. Even as many Grammys as she has, it's still an honor every time to be nominated. Like, it's a celebration. Even if
Yeah.
you don't win, which obviously she did, but like,
Right. They hone in on these reaction shots, then they put emotions on these people that those people haven't said they're experiencing, and then all of a sudden it's this huge argument about whether or not she was correct in announcing an album, and I'm just so tired of it. Stop.
literally, like, just if you have opinions about Taylor Swift, me too.
Yeah.
You know what they say.
Let her live.
Opinions like assholes.
Mm.
Everybody
That's
has one. Don't want to see most people's.
Most people. Whew. I actually want to see no opinions ever, if I can help it. I'm not an opinion fan.
So the other thing, I'm like, let me have opinions about more things. The other thing that people were upset about is her not hugging Celine Dion. Celine Dion has like a medical condition that's like pretty publicly well known, that can cause like extreme pain from like any sort of like being touched without warning, or like in certain areas of her body, if she's touched, it's really painful. It's like some sort of nervous system thing. And also if she gets startled, like people with that condition, just if they get startled, they just pass out.
Yeah.
So like, it's likely that all the people in that category were warned like before the award was presented, don't touch Celine Dion, because if you do, like, she'll be in pain and or faint.
I think that,
and everybody's like, oh my god, Celine Dion, like Taylor hates Celine Dion. It's like, no, what? Why are you starting these imaginary like issues between people that you don't know?
yeah, like if Celine Dion has not come out and said that she's upset about it, if Lana has not come out and said she's upset about being dragged on the stage, and if Boy Genius didn't say they were upset about the way Taylor behaved backstage, then what do we have to talk about? They haven't said anything. So, like, stop trying to decide what happened. You weren't there. You're not them.
Like, you don't know if it's a bit. You don't know anything. Like, of course Lana's going to be a little bit upset. Like, even if she's happy for Taylor, she also lost that same category. So, like, there's going to be mixed emotions. And, like, you can't, like, being upset because somebody else got something that you wanted is normal. But, like, imagining an entire, like, beef and argument between two, like, grown adult women who are literally like good friends is weird. It's weird.
Yeah. So I had to disengage once again from the internet and stop looking at it and stop reading the things that people were saying. And I hope that Taylor's doing the same. I think she is.
Yeah. I mean, she just restarted the Eras tour. She's been slaying. She did almost miss her chair during Vigilante shit. There's a video you can see her. She drops and she's on the very, very edge of the chair. And, like, if she had been, like, an inch forward, she would have hit the ground during one of the plops.
Wow.
And she also almost fell off the roof of the folklore cabin. But she didn't.
I feel like, okay. We're getting really passionate in this episode, but there's lots to say.
We're tortured poets, so any tangent is relevant.
Her current work ethic is not sustainable.
No, it is not.
The way that she's even at the Super Bowl right now is insane.
Yeah, like and there's pictures of her leaving the show and still in her Midnight's costume to go get on her jet. Which, like, true, I'm sure that she has her, like, rest routine down to, like, a science of, like, get on jet, change, in bed, asleep for the, like, I'm sure she has it, but you're right. It's not giving
possible.
Like, somebody made an edit of, like, holding up all the albums that she's put out over the last 2-3 years, whatever, of, like, with the sound from Hamilton, like, how do you write? Like, you're running out of time. Like, because literally that's what she's doing. Like, she's just, I think also part of it, though, is that she's always had this level of ability to, like, write and produce this much music, and she's just never been given the platform.
It's possible. I have another theory. It kind of leans into speculation, but I'm not going to speculate on what in particular. But I think that sometimes people like me, I'm people, who are going through really tough times will just work
yeah,
to not think about the things that they're going through.
That's true. That's very true.
So I don't know if she's like, I just have a concern because I see all the things that she's doing and I see, like, almost missing her chair, almost falling off the roof. And I'm like, I want to make sure that she's getting rest. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's true. I mean, I'm sure it's very, like, especially having the first week back, you don't know how many rehearsals she had. You don't know, like, it's a weird time difference. Like, they're fully, like, 12 hours ahead. So that's, like, a full 180 of everything. So I'm sure it's a very jarring, like, change. But, you know, I'm sure she's got people around her who are helping. And I feel like this particular month is probably her craziest with, like, Grammy, Super Bowl, back on tour. Like, I think this is her craziest time difference. Like, I know she's doing some shows in Australia, but is it the same time difference? Is it a little bit different?
Australia is 14 hours ahead.
Okay, so never mind. That's worse than Tokyo. Yeah, I agree, though. It's not super sustainable for her. And also, like, everybody's like, oh, is she going to change the Eras Tour set list when Tortured Poets Department comes out?
But then people would be mad at her for not being able to see the Eras Tour that they know and love.
I mean, just think about how upset people were with Love on Tour when Harry Styles put out a new album and started, like, it was the same tour as he had been doing for Fine Line still. And then he started doing Harry's House, and people were so upset that he changed the set list. And all that man does is run around stage and, like, do his little dances. You know, it's not like a full choreograph. People would be up in arms.
The problem is that you're never going to be able to make everyone happy or please everyone or do it. You know, like if I had the opportunity to see a new tour, I wouldn't be opposed to that. Like even if I hadn't seen it already and I'd bought tickets thinking I was going to see the one Eras tour and then it got changed, I wouldn't be that upset about it. But if someone were to be upset about it, that is valid.
Yeah.
The thing is, you're not going to be able to make decisions that please literally everyone in the world.
There's no way that she can. And she's too big for, I mean, everything she does, somebody's upset about it.
Mm-hmm. I want her to be happy. And that's my main thing. And yeah, I just wish that people would stop attacking her. So that was our little passionate moment where we talked about the current events of the world.
Yes.
Revolving around Taylor Swift specifically.
True. So into our predictions for the Tortured Poets department.
Yeah, let me pull it up.
So I have some general predictions and then I have some track by track.
Me as well.
Predictions.
Let's start with the name. Can we start with the name?
Dead Poets. I like the shortening, the TTPD. I really like the graphic that they've created for that.
What is it? Oh, that is a good graphic.
Isn't it cool? I really like how the P and the D like are together. And also it's like, because this is her 11th album, it's also got an 11 in it.
Oh, that is cool.
So that
is
fun.
cool.
It's a really good graphic. 10 out of 10. We stand Taylor Swift's graphic artist.
I don't know if I like the name. I know. Please don't hate me.
I feel like that's fair. I feel like it is a weird kind of name. It depends on how the song hits.
It's not a deal breaker for me at all. What?
Oh no, I'm just laughing at you. You're like, it's not a deal breaker. I'm not
It's-
going to unstand Taylor Swift because the album name.
No, it's not. It's like not. But when I heard that, I was like, oh, that's so different from all of her other albums because all of her other albums are either one word or Speak Now, which is 2 words, but they're short.
Yeah.
And this is, but they're short. They're short. But it's the Tortured Poets Department.
She's having her big brain moment.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift said, if I had gone to college, I would have been an English major, and I want all of you bitches to know it.
Which is valid, and I'm here for it. But yeah, I think it's a very wordy title.
My note on the title is, I worked in a Tortured Poets department, parentheses, English department at a liberal arts college. Yo,
That's
I was
funny.
a TA. We made like no money, but we got our tuition waived, and that was the Tortured Poets department. All of us were poets.
No, you're so right for that.
All of us were so tired all the time.
You're correct. I am actually very excited when I heard that we're getting new Taylor music. Hell yeah, I'm ready for it.
I was so convinced it was going to be Rep TV. I was wearing my Repuslation shirt.
Yeah, you were convinced.
I was convinced. I was like, oh my God, black and white. I'm going to stretch it and say it looks Rep TV. It didn't. It's fine. A lot of people do think that this is going to parallel Reputation. Because, you know, obviously she's out of her 6-year-long relationship that Reputation marked the beginning of. And people think that this is marking the end of it.
Bookends.
Because of the black and white aesthetic of the front cover as well.
Okay. Sure. This is this theory means nothing.
I love it. I already love it.
It's not even a theory. It's a fact. I put it in the group chat. This meaningless theory. The release date is 11 days after the solar eclipse. And it's her 11th album.
I kind of love that.
It's nothing. It's literally nothing, but it's also fun.
It's fun.
Also, quick little fun fact about that solar eclipse. One of the best places in the world to view it is in the Wegmans right by my current grad school.
It'll be rolling up to a Wegmans parking lot.
They canceled school that day because so many people are going to be there to see the solar eclipse.
The last time there was a solar eclipse in Rochester, tangent time, I was working as a lifeguard at a summer camp, and I had to tell this one kid, Guillermo, not to stare at the sun 4 times.
Oh my god, Kat. Wait, Kat, this is so exciting.
What?
Guess who's singing the national anthem?
Who?
Reba. Reba's singing the national anthem. I'm so excited.
She's just a single mom that works 2 jobs. She loves her kids and never stops.
She's an icon.
I love that.
Anyway, you were talking about Guillermo.
You fucking Guillermo. and he just kept staring at the sun. And like literally the camp sent out like a PSA to the parents that were like, hey, if you think that your kid is likely to stare at the sun, please hold them back or let us know so we can seclude them indoors. And they literally had like, there was like a big room in the main, like where like, you know, the director's office and like nurse's office was. There's also like a big conference room, and they just put all the kids in there and like closed the blinds.
Huh.
That their parents were like, yeah, this fucking kid is gonna stare at the sun. There was like 30 kids.
Oh my
that
God.
were just in forced isolation. So just
wow.
yeah.
Also, apparently, Posty sang "America the Beautiful."
What
a choice!
Segue
Yes,
into
the Tortured Poets Department, which is the name of this album that I totally will be able to produce off the tip of my tongue anytime asked.
Torture Poets of Time.
Exactly, just like that.
You know what I meant. It's kind of like when you say variations on Benedict Cumberbatch and people know who you mean. You're like, Benito Cucumber. And they're like, yeah,
Right.
yeah, Doctor Strange.
That guy.
Do you have any predictions of how it's going to sound? Like, so the synth pop thing is pretty much confirmed to be not true because apparently Evermore had the same label before the album dropped because it's just like a placeholder.
Huh. Well, I actually
So it could be synth pop, but
I wrote literally in my notes, I said sonically, I have no idea. I have no idea how it's going to sound.
I think it's going to be somewhere like Midnight by way of Folklore. So like lyrically folklore-y, but with like more of a poppy, sultry moment like Midnight's.
The whole aesthetic of it and the vibe is giving more folklore, but the song titles are given something different.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but these song titles are different.
And like the first one, Fortnite, which everybody immediately, oh yeah, Fortnite. It's like it's spelled different. It says like the period of time, not the game. If I have to hear about Fortnite, I'll leave the Swiftie fandom. That will be my line.
It's just the way that it's like her first song off this new album, Fortnite, but with featuring Post Malone.
It's such a strange, because I'm just thinking like, I assume it'll be more like Post Malone, like when he did Dial Drunk with Noah Khan, where he's not rapping, he's just like singing and like.
My God, I've never heard that version.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, because you know how Noah Khan calls himself Folk Malone?
I didn't know that. Oh, that's funny. I love you, Noah Khan.
Folk Malone. They call him Jewish Ed Sheeran. I said Jewish wrong.
Jewish.
They call him Jewish Ed Sheeran. This is his self-intro at his tour. I'm not just pulling it out of my back pocket.
That's so funny. I love that for him. Before we get into that, 2 other quick notes. I love you. It's ruining my life. I just love that a lot. It also it's giving Cruel Summer. I love you. Ain't that the worst thing you ever heard?
We're gonna get to there. Are we not gonna go track by track?
I love you. It's ruining my life. Is that the name of a song?
Oh wait, no, you're so right. What's a brain? What's got a brain? Just our friend Brianne's nickname.
I just love. That hits.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was just like, oh,
yeah,
that's on the fucking back cover.
Yeah,
this is gonna be world destroying.
Yeah. And then she put like sincerely the chairman of the Tortured Poets Department. She has like, I guess they're lyrics. Do you think they're lyrics?
Oh, her little like
the wrote, and so I enter into evidence my tarnished coat of arms. My muses acquired like bruises. That whole thing.
Oh wait, I saved something about the evidence thing. Oh, there's a TikTok or it's an Instagram post. Let's see. Oh, it's a tweet from Swiftie in Tokyo, and they pointed out that in Hits Different, I find the artifacts cried over a hat. I trace the evidence, and artifact and evidence are both used in that initial message. So they're like, haha, this album's gonna hit different.
It also, some of it is giving like the Great War, like my tarnished coat of arms. Talismans and Charms is very like witchy.
I'm so excited for this. I don't even know what the vibe's going to be, but I feel like
I'm here for it.
I feel that this might be my favorite Taylor Swift album.
You think so? You're going to say that right now?
I'm going to say that it's very possible just based off of the general vibes and the fact that it's got poet in the title.
Valid. I think this one might be for you. I think it will be for the for the English major girlies.
I fear this is for the depressed English major graduates who now work in marketing. I'm claiming it for us now.
I think
There's a lot of us.
Sorry how like nonsensical this podcast is turning out to be, but you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is, and that's what it was. Okay.
I do think also the tortured poets, like I think she's one of them. She's one of the tortured poets.
Oh, for sure. I mean, she's the chairman of the department. She's fully claiming it.
Yeah. People are really honing in on the fact that there was a group chat.
Yeah.
Called the Tortured Men's
Tortured
something.
Whatever. Yeah. I think that like, I mean, people want to make it about like
people.
her ex. They want to assign a storyline to it before the album has even come out. They want to like, and obviously Taylor's not going to like say it's not about anything because, you know, it's people are talking about her. It's a lot of publicity.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that she's one of the tortured poets, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
My prediction for like that song specifically was that this is going to be like a bit of a self call out as like a tortured artist dating other tortured artists, and then like realizing that that's kind of a fucked up dynamic if everybody's just like, how miserable can I be?
I predict that this album is going to be for the English. It's going to have like the best lyrics ever, like some of her most incredible lyrics, I think. And I think it's going to be a lot of storytelling, like folklore.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's going to be like fables almost, where she tells these stories and you know there's a deeper, simpler meaning that relates to something in her life underneath it, but she's not saying that. She's telling it through other stories.
Yeah, and we've talked before about how she like mythologizes her own experiences, so I feel like this is going to be a lot of that.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to get through like all those notes before we got through our track by track. So, did you have any other thoughts on Fortnite?
No, my only note was just Post Malone with 3 question marks.
Yeah, my note was, okay, what the fuck? Oh, for real. This sounds like a meme.
And I'm really interested to see where it goes. Because, like, is it going to be like an Endgame vibe where, like, there's rap verses? Or is it going to be, like, what?
I don't know. It could be an Endgame vibe.
I'm excited for whatever it is.
But, like, I really like his song Circles. And that's...
Circles is really good.
It's a really good song. So... Not to say that his other stuff isn't good. I don't actually listen to enough of his songs to make any sort of opinion.
But I do really like Circles.
Yeah.
I think lyrically it's pretty good song.
Yeah. Okay. And then we got into the Tortured Poets Department, track 2. I had no thoughts about it.
Yeah, I just had my one about like the self call out. And then I also feel like it's going to be like kind of tongue in cheek in some way. I feel like it's going to be a cheeky song.
She doesn't always have the title of the album be a title of a song.
No, definitely not.
Only some of them does she have. So that's kind of fun. Is Speak Now the second track?
It's the 4th.
Oh, what do I know? Nothing.
What do I know? Too much. Like I was a little too quick with that answer.
Well, you're a Speak Now girl.
I used to listen to it on CD, so I had to like do the skip. I had my little boom box, so then you have to memorize the track, because otherwise you have to take out the CD every time and go, oh, what track am I? It's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
My boy only breaks his favorite toys.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's gonna be like that vibe of the person who's like, everyone leaves me, and then you'll be like, no, like we're close, like I'm not gonna leave you, and then you realize why everybody leaves them, and you're like, oh right, yeah, bye, peace out. That's my guess.
Well, so here's what I'm thinking about that one, because on surface level it seems like it could be just like a brutal roast. Are you ready for an ow?
I'm ready. I'm doing a preemptive womp.
That's so valid. What if he didn't break her? What if he only breaks his favorite toys and she wasn't one of them? And then she broke her own heart because he was too polite to do it.
Ow. That needed the second womp.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
I know. I don't know, because now that's what I want it to be. So Taylor, if you're listening,
Just change the song.
Just change
we
it
like
up.
this.
Because I think that's kind of a banger of an idea. So track 4, Down Bad. That's going to be a sexy song. It's going to be like vigilante shit.
Oh, I think it's going to be like paralleling Slut and Lavender Haze thematically about like being down bad and not caring what anyone thinks.
Oh, interesting.
Like, damn if I do give a damn what people say, or like if they call me a slut, it might be worth it. I feel like it's going to be, that was my guess, but I like yours. Because I could see it being a Slinky song.
We got to add to the slink lore. Another thing it could be, because I am determined to make all of this as sad as possible, right? So down bad is an expression used when you like are really in the depths, like having feelings for someone.
So embarrassing.
So embarrassing, but also down bad, she could be like literally depressed. And since the whole theme of the album is like this tumultuous it seems like about a relationship and its ups and downs, like down bad could be a low point.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I also think, I've just thought of something like tortured poets. One thing that's like kind of the stereotype with like tortured artists, tortured poets, whatever, is that they like bask in their sadness and like don't try to be happier because like being depressed and tortured is like their whole thing. So
Yeah.
I wonder how much of that will ring true with the album.
Like how Sabrina Carpenter said, "You're good for me, but bad for business."
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. It could be about like all of her life experiences
Yeah.
and the things that like her muses that became bruises or whatever she wrote.
Yeah, because also that's the other thing is it's like about like muses throughout. I feel like she's hit a point in her life where like she's doing a lot of self-reflection. Like Midnights, she said, like, this isn't about right now. This is about
Everything.
also yawning. Ooh.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it'll have a lot to do with everything.
Yeah, and I wonder, like, because obviously with, like, Anti-Hero and stuff, we heard her talking about how, like, she knows that sometimes she's a problem and, like, she's not always the victim in situations. So I wonder of how much of that is going to, like, ring true.
We get to track 5.
So Long, London.
This one will be centered.
I think this song is actually not going to be about romantic love. I think it's going to be about her leaving like London, the UK after her self-imposed exile post the Kim Ye scandal.
Interesting.
That's my theory.
That's
Right?
a great theory.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, that's a good theory. I wrote that this is going to be the way she addresses her breakup because she hasn't really done that.
No, she hasn't.
So I think that track 5 might be that. Could be.
I'm just waiting for the night when she goes fully unhinged and she pairs this song with London Boy as the surprise song.
I think sound-wise, I want this one to be, since it's track 5 and all, I want it to be like long and like dramatic and like
I want the song to be
theatrical.
15 minutes long.
Please.
I want it to actually be a theatrical soundtrack.
Did you ever listen to Ethel Cain's album?
I haven't.
Okay. It's a wild ride. I give so many props for what this artist set out to do and how they accomplished it. There's one song, House in Nebraska, that just like keeps on going and like looping and building. And I just think that that's like such a cool, so that's what I wrote. I was like, maybe it'll be like House in Nebraska. We'll see. Also, if you are interested in like really dark theatrical albums, maybe check out, I think it's called Preacher's Daughter, Ethel Cain.
That sounds right.
Look it
I
up.
feel like I haven't listened to it yet because, again, I try not to seek out sad music.
Oh yeah, no, it's a rough one. Oh, and it's got like, it's also like explicit, so keep that in mind.
Yeah. But Daddy, I Love Him. Obviously, Little Mermaid reference. Every time that I hear it, all I can think of is the Childish Gambino song where he samples that. It's called World Star. I don't think it'll be thematically similar at all. That's just where my little ADHD brain jumps from.
You know what's wild is I wrote down, I'm like, I'm sure that's a reference to something, but I didn't watch Disney movies as a kid. I only saw Little Mermaid once.
Fair enough. Yeah, so it's like the scene where Poseidon comes in and is like wrecking all of her stuff that she's been stealing from like the upper world, whatever, the surface, the world as we know it. And he's like, you can't see that prince anymore. And she's like, but Daddy, I love him.
And she gives up her voice, right?
Yes. So a lot of people have been talking about how in The Little Mermaid, she gives up her voice to be with the person she loves. But I feel like people are kind of forgetting like that the resolution of not the historical Little Mermaid, but of the version that has "But Daddy, I love him" in it, is that she only gets her happily ever after when she gets her voice back. So I think that will be relevant. Of like, she gave up her voice to get him in some way, but then had to take it back to be happy.
That's so interesting because of something that I have for the last song. So we'll get back to that. All right. Fresh out of the slammer.
I got a good one.
Okay.
Taylor confirms the vehicular manslaughter charge and how the Taylor Swift is Over party was actually all orchestrated so that she could go to jail for a year with anyone, without anyone figuring it out.
Oh my God, you cracked it.
I cracked it.
It can't be anything. Also, what a theory. She actually went to jail during the blackout.
Isn't it such a good one?
Fresh out the slammer. Oh, that's
and
amazing.
You can't quote me on that because it's not real.
That is so funny.
I wrote that down. I can't even remember what my mental state was when I wrote that down.
I don't know, but I love that mental state. I feel like this will be a fictional story based one with elements related to her life that I was talking about before. About starting a new life and leaving one behind where she felt trapped.
I like that.
So,
I feel like it could also be like a continuation of Getaway Car or like Cowboy Like Me. Because Cowboy Like Me is like con artist. Obviously, Getaway Car is the getaway car.
There's also like vintage, like who says the slammer anymore? No one. That was common a while
Fresh
ago.
out the slammer.
Fresh out of the slammer.
A lot of this album, like just based on what we've seen so far, has this kind of like 50s aesthetic.
Or before.
Because it also makes me think of obviously the Dead Poets Society, which was released in 1989.
Really?
And is set, I believe, in the 50s. I haven't seen that movie because I know it will emotionally devastate me.
I saw it once, so I have no help.
Will it emotionally devastate me?
Yes, it will. It's its purpose.
Yeah. So, and that I believe is set in like the 50s, 60s era.
Interesting.
So I feel like there's going to be some old-timey parallels and stuff. Obviously, we'll get to Clara Bow.
It's like a big time for like newspapers dropping on doorsteps and like got the suspenders and like
the, like transcontinental accent that everybody had in every Hollywood movie that like didn't exist in nature.
Right. And also like wasn't one of the Reputation covers or the Reputation cover didn't it have like newspaper?
Yeah.
So that's another connection, I suppose.
Florida. Featuring Florence the Machine.
What a collab that will be. I want it. I want it yesterday.
I won't let the exclamation marks fool me this time.
No.
This song will not be 3 exclamation points exciting.
No, because
this will be devastating.
3 exclamation points.
3.
Well, it's got
Slut
Florence.
got me with 1. But now, fool me once. Fool me twice. If this song ends up being 3 exclamation points exciting, I'm going to be off kilter for weeks.
Well, because it's like I'm stuck on Florence. She's such a like powerful.
I know. I want it to be like, because obviously there's like Dog Days Are Over and like Shake It Off, these like kind of more like anthemic, like fun songs. But then I think of like some of her deeper, weirder songs, and like that's kind of what I want it to be, like a little weird.
Yes, give us weird.
Get a little weird with it. In the Florida of it all.
So Florence did post that she was collabing on this song with the caption, "Department Head of Haunted Houses."
Paper Towns?
I don't know.
Paper Towns connection? Is it Paper Towns set in Florida? And
I don't remember.
About all the like abandoned housing tracts.
John Green, come on the pod.
John Green, once again.
We're begging. But like, because she signed it, so Taylor is this, what is it, secretary?
Haunted
Not secretary.
House. Okay, so
the chairman.
Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a video of Taylor on stage in Tampa, Florida, crying at the end of Lover. You can see her during there's somebody like posted a video. You could see like tear running down her face while she's singing it, and then like the moment when the lights cut, like somebody who was like on the floor got a video of her like wiping under her eyes.
What were the surprise songs that day?
Night 1 was Speak Now and Treacherous. Night 2 was Yo-Yok and the Great War. And then it must have been that night 3 was Mean and Mad Woman.
Interesting.
Definitely could be Yo-Yok, Great War day. I don't know which day it is.
Well, I'm just thinking she signed it head of Haunted Houses.
The Lover House.
The Lover House, and also Haunted. So, like, I don't know. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I think, because also there's been a lot of stuff of people saying, like, we need to abandon the Lover House. Like, the Lover House, she literally burned it down, let it go. Like, no more albums are going to fit into the Lover House.
Mm-hmm.
So, just...
But it's haunted. The ground is haunted.
Chandeliers still flickering here. Can't pretend it's okay when it's not.
Wow. Okay. 9. Guilty as sin?
I think there's going to be parallels to False God.
Yep. Religion's coming back.
Oh, for sure.
And also just like what her part was in all of this.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a lot of like, am I the problem? Are you the problem? Like, who's guilty here? And like, is it really a sin? Like, is any of this like really guilty?
Right.
I feel like it's going to be a very like questioning, obviously question mark, but like a very questioning based song.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Who's afraid of little old me?
I wrote that I'm not sure if this will be girl boss taunting or coming from deep insecurity or both.
Could go either way.
Could. Just like me.
So there is a play called Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf
Oh, yeah.
that was famously starred in by Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor. He can be my jailer, Burton to Miss Taylor.
Okay, yeah, that's a great theory.
I don't know anything about that play. I've just been seeing that online. I don't have an exact source because I've seen it from a bunch of different people. But obviously Virginia Woolf is a like literary icon. We stan.
Yeah.
Also a tortured poet. I mean, for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Deeply tortured poet. But I also think it's going to be kind of like the man coded, like thematically, but not sonically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can fix him. No, really, I can.
Just like me, for real.
I'm claiming this.
I literally wrote a song about me.
Yeah, I literally, me, like, this is, I've been there. I don't know what it'll be or what it'll sound like, but I am there.
I've already been seeing memes of people like putting different like male characters like Coriolanus Snow and like other like Loki, like problematic morally gray faves. Coriolanus Snow is evil. He's not morally gray, but like the TikTok editors are gonna fucking have a field day with this one.
I'm ready for it. I'm so excited for this, and yeah, as a mental health counselor, I can't wait to listen to this one. What's the Olivia Rodrigo line? I am my father's daughter, so maybe I can fix him. And her,
I think that's the
her
line.
dad's a therapist.
Yes.
Oh, so great. I'm excited.
LOML. Why did I say that so incorrectly? LOML. I think, so obviously that like stands for love of my life, like usually, but I think it's not going to stand for that because she loves to fuck with us. I feel like she's going to make it a new acronym and confuse everyone forever.
Valid.
I don't know what it will stand like. I don't know what it'll stand for.
Laughing off my lass.
Like, oh my lord.
Like, oh my lord. I think about jumping.
Exactly.
Anyway, I have a lot to say about this one. Actually, not that much, but some. Firstly, I'm thinking how it could be how literally the love of my life, the greatest loves, one for the ages, can be shortened and abbreviated.
Ooh, the greatest loves of all time are over now.
Exactly. So that's one thought that I'm having. You can make it into something as simple as a little acronym that you text your friends. The other thing, actually, you'll have to let me know if I can include this.
Okay. I'm afraid.
No, it's just that the final track 13 on Harry's House is Love of My Life.
That's true. I have seen that parallel pointed out online, so I don't think it's out of line.
It's just interesting.
It's just a little bit funny, isn't it?
It's a little bit funny. I don't know. I don't think it'll actually have anything to do with it, but that is interesting.
Yeah, we never know.
Because it's track 13 and, you know, it's her favorite number, or her lucky number, or both.
Yes.
All right. I Can Do It With a Broken Heart.
I think this is going to be the Eras Tour version of Long Live.
Really?
That's my left field guess, because she can do it with a broken heart. She did it with a broken heart.
I wrote, I'm also claiming this one, FYI.
So real.
I'm also thinking that it's another way that she's talking about using her pain as a way to create a successful career. Like, I can do it with a broken heart. So she consistently is in these heartbreaking situations that are contributing to success.
Oh, and then also, like, her being like, I can do it with a broken heart. I've only ever done it with a broken heart. I also think another kind of left field prediction is that maybe it's like some sort of advice that she got from her mom, because we know she loves to include like, this is why we can have nice things now that we don't talk. She'll like quote her mom's advice.
The smallest man who ever lived.
Finally, a song about Calvin Harris. I don't know how tall he is. I just feel like it just kind of feels like it'll parallel. I forgot that you existed.
This one's gonna be, I feel like it's either one going to be brutal, like just brutal, or it's going to be something really simple, like a tale of the smallest man who ever lived, that the moral of the story is going to be, you suck.
Another left field prediction. She watched Haunting of Hill House and she said, I want to write a song about that dude who bricked himself into the wall and was the smallest man who ever lived.
Listen, it could happen.
It's a popular show. She's a person. If she did write a song about Haunting of Hill House, I would have to lay on the ground for a while.
Yeah, because, well, she has to text you first.
She has to text me
and be like, do you want to
personally approved?
Because we said it on the podcast.
We said it on the pod. That's literally what I said.
That's literally what you said, which means that if she writes a song about Haunting of Hill House and does not include you or ask you first, that is against our podcast.
Then she loses her allyship.
Just kidding, Taylor. We love you.
We're fully. It's a bit.
It's a bit.
It's a bit.
Track 15.
The Alchemy. I think it's going to be kind of like meta, like Dear Reader, about turning her pain into art, because alchemy is, turning common metals into gold.
I thought that it was going to be tied to Mastermind.
Huh.
Because she is the one that put all the pieces together to create what she wants to create.
I think also, like, one thing with alchemy is obviously it never succeeded. So, like, all these people set out to turn random shit into gold and, like, never actually did it.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, also, what's this book called? The Alchemist? Hold on. I have to Google this.
There is definitely a book called The Alchemist.
There's a book. There's two, I think. And there's one that I read that literally changed my life. Okay. It's the one by Paulo Coelho. I think that's how you say his name. And it's very much told as a story, kind of almost like a Bible story, but not really. That might be, I don't know. But it's told in this story about this little shepherd boy who ends up traveling the world and going on these different adventures, and comes up with these like grand realizations about the universe.
Huh.
And it's honestly, I got a lot from the book. There are quotes that I have written down that I still think about to this day.
I love that.
So she loves literature, so perhaps. But that book came out a long time ago.
But it's very possible she read it.
No, I know. That wasn't the point I was making.
More of the time period thing we've been talking about. Right.
Yeah. It's not as old as I thought it was. 1988.
It's close. Clara Bow.
All right.
I'm sure everybody has seen historical deep dives into who Clara Bow was, the silent film star who was kind of like Hollywood's first it girl, and then she turned into doing like talking film stuff, and then got married and immediately like quit Hollywood and like never returned.
I thought it was really interesting, and this ties into the But Daddy, I Love Him, like getting her voice back, getting her voice from silent films into films where she could speak.
I also wonder if she is the person who inspired The Lucky One.
Oh, could be.
I don't have any like real basis other than, people like wonder where she disappeared, how she got her money and the dignity and got the hell out. And Taylor talking in The Lucky One about how she sees the appeal of that now. So I wonder if there's going to be any parallels between that, or if it's going to be more like Last Great American Dynasty, where she's kind of like telling the story and then bringing it back to herself at the end.
Yeah. No, that's true. I just think that Clara Bow must be someone that Taylor thinks about a lot. And I think this is going to thread the entire album together. Also, she was popular during the Roaring 20s, which I think is interesting because now we are in
Roaring 20s, tossing pennies in the pool.
In
the one.
Yeah. So, God, I'm so excited. Oh, we have to talk about the bonus track.
The manuscript.
Yeah.
So a manuscript is an unfinished, or like an unpublished like draft of a book, potentially unedited, maybe unfinished. So I think this is going to be about something that she started a long time ago and never got to release to the world. That's right, folks. Clown hats on. It's a fucking karma theory.
That's funny.
So that's what
I'm clowning even further. Okay, so everyone who ordered the bonus edition or whatever is going to get this bonus track. It's just going to be her speaking. It's not even a song of her announcing a book.
See, there have been unsubstantiated claims that she's releasing a book. There's
I know.
something on Goodreads about like T.A. Swift, and it's like, okay, not anybody can post on Goodreads, but like if I'm an indie author and I say I'm going to publish a book as T.A. Swift, like no one's going to tell me I can't,
Yeah.
It'd be very easy to fake. And we all remember what happened over the summer when there was that celebrity book. I think it ended up being like BTS that was getting published, but people thought it was Taylor Swift and all these people were ordering it. So they literally had to announce the book before they were going to, because they were like, everyone's going to cancel their pre-orders.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I'm so excited for this album,
I'm
though.
so excited for this album. I think I might take off work so that I can
You
stay
deserve
up
that.
and like listen.
And who knows where we'll be then, because that's a few months away.
Yeah.
It's not that long away. It's like,
Hey, do you want to have a release party? I don't know what you're doing on Thursdays.
we
can talk about this later.
Maybe by that time it could be like a little live situation.
True.
We don't know.
Maybe if we did a live listening party, would anybody listen?
Yes, please tell us.
Yeah, we could do like a little Zoom vibe.
Yeah, that could be really cute and fun.
Zoom vibe or Instagram or whatever. Our Instagram almost got suspended the other day for literally no reason.
Oh my goodness.
It was so panic inducing. I like go to log into our Instagram, like, you gonna post on Instagram, and then it's like, your Instagram has been suspended. Would you like to appeal it? And I'm like, yes, please. And they're like, all right, verify your identity. And then I like do the verification things, and then they're like do the codes to the email and the phone, and then it's like, all right, within 24 hours we'll let you know if we're gonna give your account back or if we're gonna delete it forever. And I was like, delete it forever? What do you mean delete it forever? And then like literally 2 seconds later they were like, our bad. I'm like, yeah, it's your bad. So
yeah, that was something that happened.
So follow us on Instagram at SwiftFloorPod
and on TikTok at SwiftFloorPod.
I don't have anything else to.
I really don't. I know this was a quick and breezy one, but we
didn't decide what we're gonna do next week.
Yeah, we did. Our hint songs, you mean? I've got a couple that are really, really good.
We could always say them all.
I'm going to say them all. No, I'm going to say them all because it'll be great.
So my hint song is Heaven in Hiding by Halsey.
My hint songs are 100 Years by Five for Fighting. Also,
wait, you should do the once I was 7 years. You know that guy?
Yeah, that guy. Also that song. Also 1985 by Bowling for Soup, and also Accidentally in Love by Counting Crows.
Why did you bring Shrek into this?
They all came out in 2004.
My mom just texted me Super Bowl sucks.
Valid.
I agree. All right, Crispy High Five.
Crispy High Five, thank you for putting up with us this week. Kat is still tired from moving, and I am freaking exhausted from work and school and everything, so this is what you get, but hopefully you enjoyed our episode that's a little different, and you'll be back next week, and it'll be great.
Yeah, it'll be great. All right, Crispy High Five.
Crispy High Five! All right. Oh, God. That's pretty representative. Hey.
Hey.
Bye. Oh, my God.